Well, hey everyone, welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG. I hope you're having yourself a fantastic day. Today we're going to talk about Arcane Rising. We're going to take a look at the estimated value. We're going to take a look at any hit or miss sales that we've had over the last 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks since we've updated Arcane Rising. Let's get right on into it. If you want access to all this information as a collection tracker, head on over to patreon.com/KitchenTableTCG. Get yourself access to that and support the channel. We also have a Discord server where there's a great place to hang out and talk about games as well as play in one of our many online armories. It's a great place to interact with Flesh and Blood if you're looking for that. And I also want to highlight that we have a sponsor of all these videos, MinMax Games Singles at minmaxgamesfab.com, where you can get a discount code in the comment section to save $5 off your order of $50 or more. And patrons, you also get access to a 5% off discount code for their entire website all the time. So shout out to MinMax Games. All right, let's hop in here. Let's take a look at Arcane Rising and see what's going on in the market. Sealed boxes pretty flat. We had another recent sale at 2100. Kind of TCG players at 2200. We had a sale. 2 boxes were sold on the 11th for 2100. So kind of another solidification of the price point that we've been tracking over the last couple weeks. You can see before we had the big print run announcement, that's about the price that we were at, and that's what I've been saying for the last couple weeks, months, year, all of 2021. That this downward shift was just just a correction to an overreaction to that out of print or that print run announcement, in my opinion. Keep in mind, everything here is my opinion. So unlimited, your boxes are sitting about $89. Distribution is, I don't know, I have no clue what's going on, but I guess they're slow rolling them out, or they're giving them to some stores or not, but it's sitting at $88.55. So it seems like a healthy time to buy into some Arcane Rising if you do not already have those boxes. Look at this weird graph. It's just so weird. This is an interesting one for sure, with all these little spikes and whatever, and the out of print, and then I don't know, it's a weird graph. We'll see what happens long term with it. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about the Eye of Phidia. I want to reiterate, we had a sale of this card, a public sale at $4,500 on eBay. I want to reiterate that I think that was a low sale. I said this when I announced it, that I would not sell my Eye of Phidia for $4,500, but the integrity of this channel and the integrity of this series of videos has been always to track values of the collection on the most recent sale. And you can see we didn't have a public sale for a very long time at $10,000. When we got a sale at like $7,000 to $8,000, and then we got a sale at $4,500. So let me pop that one up again for you just to reiterate this. I do not suggest that you sell your Eye of Phidia for $45,000, and I would suggest, personally, this is not financial advice, I wish that I was able to buy an Eye of Phidia for $45,000, but somebody bought one for $45,000. This is I use 130 point to get these sales listings whenever it's like this and it's a best offer that's accepted. 130 point is currently down. It's not pulling up any data, but if you go back to the 10th when I did this video, you can see the 130 point. It was a best offer on a auction that started at $1,000. The auction started and somebody made a best offer of $4,500, and this seller accepted that. So that is a confirmed sale on the internet, and it's my job to report that. Now, I will say, if you want to, just like we did when we looked at that one originally, if you want to judge the condition of the card, you can go and look for yourself on eBay and look at the condition of the card. It does appear that the centering is slightly off. It does appear that there is a little bit of wear on the back corner. Maybe a little bit is even stretching it. There's a decent chunk of wear on that top left back corner, as is with many Flesh and Blood cards. When I pop this up, I see a sold listing that somebody let go of. This seller, that they let go of it for too cheap, but my guess is that they needed the money and they sold it. So this is a sold listing, and that's what I track here. So that's where we are at $4,500. And again, I'm not saying that you can go out and buy 10 of these at $4,500. In fact, on eBay right now, there isn't even an Eye of Phidia available. So if you search Eye of Phidia cold foil, there's not even one listed for sale. So it's not even possible to buy one right now. But the last sold listing that you will see when you search for it is at $4,500. Okay. The unlimited rainbow foil. So I want to show you one other photo that somebody sent me of that. They claim that there's a print dot here. They said that this is the card that was purchased. They said that there's a print dot here. I did not see that print dot in the actual photo of this, so I don't really know. These photos I thought were fine. I thought these photos were high enough quality to get a condition of the card and whatever. But I did say that I would share, I don't know if that's hair or something on that bottom, but I said that I would share the photos of the eye again, because I was getting so much criticism about that. So, all right. Let's talk about first edition EV. There has not really been much selling at anything on Legendaries. There's so few sales of these things. I don't know, I don't know what anybody wants to do. There's just so few sales. Your value, the way that you value all these things is completely up to you. You have your, here are your price points and your data. I think that these, if you are able to get these at these prices, I still think that's a great deal. You are at the kind of pre-huge spike price. If you look at the prices where we were way back before the spike, it's even slightly lower than this for some of the cards. So if you believe in the game and you want these, I think these are healthy prices right now. They're not the inflated prices with the out of printing announcement. I think these are healthy prices if you're able to pick them up. These are the last sold prices over the last couple months on eBay, TCG Player, Facebook, all the places that I pull the data from. Cold foil commons, there's not really even much selling. Again, all the listed prices are considerably higher than this. A lot of these cards are being listed in the $300 to $400 range. So it's just going to take somebody to start saying, okay, this is what I value the card at, and picking it up and changing that last sold data for people and kind of setting a new precedent. This is what always happens in the TCG space. So Majestics are pumping a little bit, the non-foil ones particularly. Mordred Tide, High Octane, both way up. Art of War way up at $70, up 40%. 3 of a Kind up 11%. The rainbow foils, haven't really seen many of those sell. Again, these are so incredibly rare. They are as rare individually as an Eye of Ophidia, so not very surprising to not get much data and sold listings on those. Super rares, we did have a Knock the Death Whistle sell for $60, which is up 50%, and we had an Endless Arrow sell for $66, which is up 88%. If you guys remember, we had a lot of this is the average pricing. We had a lot of these sold listings popping up, and then there was 1 or 2 sellers on eBay that listed literally every single rainbow foil super rare at like 50% of what they were selling on the market, and that hit a huge damper on the market for quite a while. And now we're starting to see these pick back up where people are buying them again in the prices that were higher than the last sold listing on eBay, which is something that happens when you have a sold listing on eBay. That's what people usually use to justify their prices of purchasing things, and so that's what's starting to happen. Just keep that in mind. That was like 1 or 2 sellers that kind of tanked the prices on these, and these are going to slowly start drifting back up to those price points. Looking at rainbow foil rares, there's been a lot of buyouts of rainbow foil rares and commons this past week of Arcane Rising and WTR. The overall market is down 1%, but individually there's some specific cards that have been going up as people are trying to finish out their sets and things like that, and they believe that this seems to be a good time to do so. Plunder Run is actually up this week, which is funny. First edition rainbow foil commons, again, there's a lot of these were bought out this week. Some other ones got offered at lower prices, but a lot of them were bought out this week. Actually, I think these prices are wrong again. I don't know what happened with that. The Fate for Scenes, for whatever reason, when we pull for the TCG player, those data points are wrong. So this 3%, I'll get that fixed up on the collection tracker, but Fate for Scene, for whatever reason, seems to have a hard issue on how we rip from TCG player. We just use TCG low on the commons and the rares, so I'll get that fixed up. But regular commons are up 17% to an average of 63 cents. And so here you have the expected value. Everything is kind of up. You got the super rares really adding a lot to that. The rainbow foil commons are probably even there. You have the rainbow foil commons are down 3%, so that's probably more like even. So you may be up a total of like 1% if we fix those Fate Foreseen errors. But for the most part, we're just slightly up this week on the market. Again, if you're talking about opening up a box, you're taking a gamble. On average, you're going to lose 70% of your money. But you're taking a gamble on hitting a legendary or hitting the Eye of Ophidia. Even if you do hit a legendary, you're at about the value of a box. So I don't know. I do not advise. My official advice is to not open up Arcane Rising First Edition. But if you have the money to open up Arcane Rising First Edition, then enjoy it and make some great YouTube content. So, all right, let's hop in here and talk about Unlimited. Storm Striders got bought up as a result of the new ice elemental wizard that's in play. So that's going to be a thing that, you know, people are buying up those cards. Keep an eye on all this stuff with Everfest. You're going to see a lot of purchasing, people speccing on cards. So keep an eye on that. The rest of them are down considerably. So the average is down 5.5%. Arknight Ascendancy is up on the regular version. Art of War is up on the regular version. Sonic Boom, again, another probably wizard spec. Your Rainbow Foil Majestics are up 0.2%. The non-foil are down 1%. No huge, actually Rainbow Foil there for High Octane way up. I'm curious at why that would be, but High Octane up $22, up 54%. Looking at your super rares, most things are considerably down. The Rainbow Foils are down 22%. The non-foils are up 2%. Whenever more boxes are being opened, the market kind of gets saturated with those, and that's kind of what's happening right now. You've got the Rainbow Foil rares, average price again, market is just being saturated. These are down 20 to 30%. But the Unlimited Rainbow Foil commons are actually up. Commoner making an effect on the market. Look at the Fate Foreseen red at $8. All right, so that's where we got the common. If you're going to open up 40 boxes, don't worry about this. This one would have included the common prices, but I've taken those out because you're not selling commons. But if you include foil commons, your average box is going to be worth $97 if you open up 40 of them and you do hit an eye in those 40 boxes. If you don't open up 40, if you just open up a case, you're $88. And if you just open up a single box, you're at $61. So Crucible of War, Arcane Rising, Unlimited, definitely worth opening right now. Especially if you can get a case, you're going to get your money back on average. Especially with some of these specs that's happening. The only issue would be seeing a Command and Conquer reprint. You've got the Majestic regular price here that picks up $35 in EV. And if you take a look at the Unlimited Majestics, a huge percentage of that is in the Command and Conquer at $88. Like a huge percentage of that is in Command and Conquer. So if Command and Conquer tanks in price, it's going to affect the EV of this box pretty significantly. So keep your eye out for a Command and Conquer reprint before you just go open up boxes. But the Legendaries also adds a ton of value to the box too. So there's a lot of value currently in Arcane Rising. I would suggest opening it. This is not financial advice. Anyway, those are my opinions on what's going on in the market. Remember to be kind to the people around you. Remember to utilize that discount code if you want to support the channel. You can go to Patreon if you want to have access to a discount code for MinMax Games. Check the comment section. And just remember, I'm doing my best to track what is a very, very bumpy and an interesting market in the TCG world with not very many sales. So if you are a patron, we do have a place where you can report sales, which is super nice, and I can add them to this if you're able to verify them. So would love to continue to do that. Hope you guys have a great day. Remember to be kind to the people around you, and we'll see you again next video.